Newspapers here again on France 24, the international ones this time. Florence with me here in the studio. And earlier on we were talking about the French newspapers and a lot of the economic French papers talking about the US debt, but also some of the other papers. You picked one out from China.
Absolutely. We're actually going to start by looking at a cartoon in China Daily, which is an English language newspaper. There you can see Obama congratulating a very glum-looking group, a Democrat and a Republican as they're shaking hands over a deal. Congratulations, he says. Meanwhile, a huge ship, which we can imagine is the U.S. economy, kind of looks like the Titanic is sinking into an ocean of deficit. We're actually going to also look at the International Herald Tribune. The debt crisis is also on the cover. Relief, but damage done globally, says the International Herald Tribune on its front page. Now, inside, an editorial looks at damage that's been done on a broader scale. According to this article by two law professors from Yale, it says that the U.S. is facing a democracy crisis. It says that this debt crisis has highlighted the dysfunctional relationship between Congress and the president. It says that it's proof that the balance at the heart of the Constitution is under threat. Now, the problem is twofold. First of all, the Congress is hamstrung and incapable of effective action, says this article, and therefore it's cut out of the process of any kind of decision. And this gives the president a poison challenge. And this is the second step. The president has increasing unilateral power, but also less of an ability to share responsibility and blame. Now, according to this article, the Constitution needs reform to be able to find a balanced relationship between the president and Congress. Now, this crisis is also on the cover of The Independent. There you see him, President Obama. It says Obama humbled. Now, inside there's an interesting piece by the U.S. editor for The Independent, David Usborne, who looks at the big winners of this crisis, the Tea Party. Now, according to this article, the 80-odd freshman Republicans, which were brought into Congress by the Tea Party, are taken seriously now. Even if John McCain prefers to call them hobbits, they've been at the center of the action on this issue from the very start, and with only a small majority in the House, House Republican Speaker John Boehner has had to listen to them and heed to their demands. And according to this article, the hobbits have had a gun to his head from the start, and therefore to the head of President Obama.
Okay, to a subject completely different now, the latest situation in Turkey. It's a complicated one, this, isn't it? The country's top military commanders resigned on Friday, officially asking for early retirement. And now Turkey's civilian leaders, they're going to choose the generals themselves.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at an editorial in the high-circulation Turkish newspaper called Hürriyet. And it looks at what this military climb down actually means for the country, because it's created quite a stir abroad. And many people wonder if this was the start of a long-awaited coup in Turkey. Now, according to the editorial, there's no need to exaggerate this incident, and there's no need to worry that tanks will be rolling down the streets like they did in 1960, 1971, or 1980. There's the impression that things have changed. Before, generals issued ultimatums and took over power, and now all they can do is resign, giving early retirement. And it says that there's a clear message from the government that civilians are in the driving seat, and there's no risk that the car will be going off the road.
Okay, the latest problems in the Horn of Africa also tackled.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at Sharq al-Aswat, which is an English language Saudi newspaper. And it says that it has harsh words for the ruling Somali Islamic Courts Union. It says that they're guilty of the greatest sin of all, which is watching their people die of starvation. Well, according to this article, they're wasting time examining the kinds of robes that men and women are wearing. Now, according to this article in the Sharq al-Awsat, this is a problem for the Muslim nations as a whole. It says that Muslim people's problems lie in their inability to handle worldly affairs. And he says that Muslim nations are obsessed with this kind of idealistic Islamic model instead of focusing on the real problems that their countries face. And it says that anybody who wants to be a good Muslim ruler must not occupy themselves with what kind of robes their people are wearing. Instead, they should worry about feeding their people and giving them hope.
All right, Florence Villeneuve with the international papers here on France 24. Stay with us.